Moving to Switzerland in my early 20s is honestly the singular biggest thing that happened to my life. This move has shaped me so much as a person, whether be it my habits, my worldview, my perspective, my mindset. This is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. We'll talk about all the ways that I've changed ever since moving to Switzerland. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Olivia and I make videos about life and travels in Switzerland. If you have not yet done so, do consider hitting the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you will not miss any of my future videos. And without further ado, let's get going. Let's start with the first simple change, sparkling water. In the past, I would never order sparkling water. To me, the taste is like, oh my gosh, what's this gassy taste? And I would always choose still water if the waiter was giving me a choice. Somehow, especially during the summer when it's very hot and you just want to chug sparkling water, somehow it became much more thirst quenching. It took me about 3 years to get used to the taste, and now when the waiter asks still or sparkling, guess what? I go for sparkling. I'm not yet to the point where I even install the machine to make your own carbonated water. I'm not yet at that stage, but I definitely prefer the taste of sparkling water nowadays. You should try it if you haven't. It's really much better. It tastes like a healthier soda. Without the sweetness, without the sugar, but much more thirst quenching. The second big change I noticed about myself is that now I plan my life way in advance. In Singapore, it would be quite easy to just text a friend and say, hey, you want to hang out after work? Want to go out for drinks? And chances are, yeah, within a few hours, you'll meet your friends. But here, I don't think spontaneity is something that is appreciated here. People really prefer things to be organized in advance. Like medical appointments, doctor's appointment. Things are just, you need to be giving warning way in advance. And if you try to arrange something last minute, it's a no-fly here in Switzerland. At first, it was quite frustrating. Why are people so not spontaneous? But over time, okay, you just get used to this is how things works here. And also the good part is that it reduces the stress of last-minute changes. Usually, once things are set in place, they will happen. Le troisième changement, le plus grand, c'est d'avoir appris le français. Donc, en Suisse, il y a 4 langues nationales et ici, en Suisse romande, où j'habite, la langue officielle est français et donc c'est indispensable d'apprendre le français pour la vie quotidienne, pour le travail, pour l'administration, pour les conversations avec les voisins. I have progressed so much from scene 6 years ago, from mumbling my coffee orders in French to now being able to hold a decent conversation with the locals here. And one thing that has really contributed to my progress has been Lingoda. In case you have not heard of it, Lingoda is an online language school that offers language courses in various European languages, for example, business English, French, German, Spanish. When I first arrived in Switzerland, I was taking intensive classes, but it only lasted for 3 months, and after which I tried to learn independently using language apps, watching TV shows, free resources online. But it was a challenge because I lacked the structured curriculum and I was trying to figure out exactly what kind of resources is suitable for my levels. But things really improved after I got to know Lingoda. What I love about Lingoda is that it's super flexible. You can choose classes that fit your schedule and they have a structured curriculum that is adapted to different learning levels. The small group sizes means that you have ample chance to be able to listen and to speak, which I think is such an important skill to pick up. I also really enjoy in particular the resources and learning materials after the lessons. There are flashcards and quizzes that I always use after taking a course and refresh my memory on what I've learned in the past. If you're serious about learning fast, their Sprint Challenge is a really good one because you can learn intensively and pick up really fast within the span of 2 months. Otherwise, you can also choose the Flex option, which is the one that I'm on now, where you can learn at your own pace. You can use my code CHINNY20 to get 20 euros off any courses. I will keep the link in the description down below, so do check it out. With that, let's get back into the video. The fourth biggest change that happened to me after moving to Switzerland has got to do with recycling. In the past in Singapore, let's face it, our recycling system is not excellent. I mean, we have all the blue recycling bins down at the HDB blocks, but if you really open up, you will see that it's just trash. People don't do their sorting at all. They just throw everything, they mix everything and they throw it in. And it actually messes up with the whole recycling and the whole bin is gone to waste. You can't really recycle very well because the sorting is not done properly. Here in Switzerland, they are very particular about the sorting, and which makes the recycling much more efficient, and different bins for every different type of waste. So there's glass, plastics, metal, aluminium, and what? Even for oil and food compost. And I remember when I went back to Singapore a few years back, and then I saw in my kitchen the food compost is totally mixed with everything else like metal cans, tissue paper, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's at the point that I know that, okay, I think this is a habit that I'm going to keep for life, like to just do my recycling properly. The fifth way that Switzerland has profoundly changed me is that I now do a lot more cooking than before. Because simply in the past in Singapore, there wasn't a need to do so. Like I had my parents or my in-laws who will cook for me after dinner, and it's a much cheaper option to just tap out food at the hawker centers. Or if you really am craving for something like for prata during supper, it's so easy to just head out. But unfortunately here in Switzerland, there's no such options. Like restaurants closes no later than 10 p.m. and shops are closed on Sunday, so you don't have that much of a dining out option. At the same time, Asian food is costly as well, and sometimes they're not that great, and you're not sure if you want to shell out this amount of money for like average Asian food. So I've learned that if you really want to eat anything, Singaporean in particular, you just have to cook it yourself. And I think my culinary skills really peaked in 2020 during COVID when everyone is stuck at home. And at that time, I was just much more adventurous and curious to try out new recipes. I remember during that period, I made so many things. I made curry puffs, I made hot dog buns, I even made carrot cake. Can you believe it? Like pan-fried carrot cake. I can really decently make a pandan chiffon cake. And now that I have the chiffon cake recipes, I can actually make other types of chiffon cakes like Earl Grey, matcha. So I'm really proud of myself for that. I think what I learned is that, okay, nothing is too hard as long as you set your mind on it. You know, in the past, it's like, what? Make your own carrot cake? Like, so difficult, might as well just go and buy downstairs, right? But here it's like, if you want it, you have to earn it. You have to make it yourself. The sixth big change that happened after moving here to Switzerland is that I'm much more comfortable in my own company. In the past in Singapore, I felt that my social life is much more packed. Like I have much more things to be doing on the weekend, like going to church, birthday parties, weddings, hanging out with friends. But here, my social circle has definitely shrunk a lot. And sometimes even when I want to do something like, say, I want to go to a museum or explore another place for a hike, sometimes I just don't have the right people to go with me. And in the past, I'll be like, oh, like nobody will go. I think in the past, I'll be like quite sad, like nobody's going with me. But now I think somehow my perspective has just shifted. It's like, okay, if no one wants to do this with me, I can go on my own. Like I don't have to rely on another person's company to explore or do something that I really want to do. And I think now I'm really enjoying the time that I have for myself, be it going out for a solo coffee date with myself, going for brunch, going on solo trips. I had a really nice solo retreat I think 2 years back at Schiniger Platte, and just exploring places by myself. And I think that is a really liberating feeling to enjoy your own company. The next big change is how I spend my weekends. I felt that in the past in Singapore, because of the environment that we are in, like because of the climate as well, it's really hot. So most of the time, like when you're out with your friends, the kind of things that you do are pretty much indoors. Like, okay, maybe go shopping, or maybe a lot of times it revolves around eating, like restaurants and stuff. But here in Switzerland, I find like the ways that I spend my weekend is vastly different. It's always outdoors in nature. I mean, because there's so much mountains and lakes to explore here, and there's also seasons as well, which means like every season there's something outside to do. Like in winter, I recently just had 2 really nice ski trips, and in summer there's plenty of hikes to do, going out to the vineyards, chasing the autumn foliage. So I really enjoy my weekends now outdoors more so than indoors, and I just feel that I'm able to fill up myself with more experiences and outdoor activities than in the past in Singapore, where I was much more indoorsy. Change that happened after moving here is that I no longer take the cab. In fact, I believe that the last time I even took a cab here was, I think, maybe 4 years ago, and that was really because we were really running late. We were going to miss our train and we had to catch it. Otherwise, I would have never taken a cab here. I think I've said this before in my previous videos, that it's really like robbery to take a cab here. Like a 5-minute ride will cost you about 15 francs, and a journey from Geneva to Lausanne will set you back about 100 francs. So like, taking a cab is really a no-go for me here, and I would very much prefer the public transport. It's much more efficient. It's expensive still, yes, but it's efficient. It gets you around even to the most remote places. Like there are connections with buses and with trams and with the trains. So I do not take the cab anymore in Switzerland. And so whenever I go back to Singapore, it feels like a luxury to be able to grab a cab. The next big change that Switzerland has influenced me is in my shopping habits. I really observed that nowadays I shop a lot less and more mindfully. In the past in Singapore, definitely there are a lot more temptations, a lot more shopping apps to distract you. Like there's Shopee, there's Lingoda, and there's also like Taobao. And you just get bombarded with a lot of like sales as well going on. I do feel that there is a stronger consumerist and sales culture in Singapore. Like there will always be like, I don't know, like 10-10 sale, 12-12 sale. Don't see that much of that in Switzerland with the exception of maybe Black Friday. Another reason why I've been shopping much lesser is related to the seasons, because when it's not like in the past in Singapore where say I've chased the trends, I buy a nice dress and I can wear it all year round. Here in Switzerland, like you have a different set of wardrobe every, I would say 3 to 4 months, because your summer wardrobe is not the same as a winter wardrobe. So you have to dress and shop smart. You have to make sure that what you buy, like a thick coat, strong sturdy shoes, waterproof boots, just to make sure like you're really well covered and keeps you warm during the cold winter months. So I would rather spend my money on something that is more high quality than on like fast fashion, which I know that, maybe not gonna serve me well during the winter seasons. And that has significantly changed the way that I've shopped. So right now, I shop lesser, but yes, I do spend a little bit more on higher quality products that I know will serve me well. So that's it, all the ways that Switzerland has changed me as a person. What about you? Share down in the comments what has been the biggest change for you ever since moving abroad. And if you're still interested in learning a language, remember to click on the link below to check out Lingoda for 20 euros off your first course. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!